the power of the dark side.
Alright. Hi everyone, I'm Marco from Syndicate Games. Today I'm joined by someone we're doing a roster review with. Why don't you introduce yourself first, really fast?
Good morning. Obviously, my handle is AXXMURDER, and this is my profile.
Well, we are doing a roster review now, what you can regret about what you did, how your characters looks like and your ships. Then you can, then we're going to give it a number, how we would rate it. But first, I'll see you have your current rank. I didn't check all your characters yet, really good. Your current rank is 159. Jedi Knight Revan dropped a bit in the arena meta. I guess you don't have Dart Revan yet, or didn't gear him up?
I don't have him yet. So I quit the game for about a year back when you could not sim Galactic War, and Zetas were really hard to get, ships were very hard to get, and my career was just so busy that I had to drop the game because I was trying to do things like finish the game instead of being focused on career. So I came back recently. I think I've been back about 6 months, and
you picked up really fast. I never quit. I never took a break from the game, and I don't even have Jedi Knight Revan yet. But yeah, you can say you picked up really fast, and I can say that worked good for you. I don't know, are you a free-to-play player, or did you pay a bit on the game too?
I was free to play. When I came back, I started putting some money in, not a terrible amount, but it would not be uncommon for me to, every other month or something, grab the big $100 chest.
All right. Now I see you, or if I'm looking at your arena here, you really went, you kept at the same place for a few days, and you really raced in the arena a lot.
Yeah, and that was, honestly, to me, it was kind of unintentional. My goals are not really arena based. As long as I'm under 500, I'm pretty happy there because I put a little bit of money in. Crystals aren't as big of a deal. But it's more about, I like collecting. So, of course, though, you want to collect the good tunes, so.
Yeah, a lot of people who got Jedi Knight Revan the first one gave money out of it because of the panic farm, or they had enough crystals for enough refreshes or the data cards. But yeah, I didn't get him yet because I didn't focus on farming him. But
I think that was a mistake that I made initially, was I would, when the game was very different before I quit, and it was not a big deal to have a bunch of tunes at gear 8, and so I had all of my guys at like gear 8 or 9, and when I came back, that was a nightmare.
Yeah, when you quit, was gear 12 even obtainable at that moment?
I don't believe so. Matter of fact, I think it was 9 or 10.
Yeah, when I started, it was still gear 11, and when gear 12 came, that was like when I played the game for 3 or 4 months. Yeah, but here I also check your in your ship. You dropped like 48 rank, but ships aren't the most popular game mode in the game, and yeah, not a lot of people are focusing on it.
No, and it is a goal of mine for the next quarter. That's kind of the way I look at farming, is within each quarter, you've got to kind of determine 1 or 2 major farms and really focus farm. I think that's how this game has evolved, instead of just being able to collect what you want.
Yeah. In the past, there wasn't really a one character meta, but now it was Jedi Knight Revan and Darth Revan with Malak. Now it isn't one. It is now just one character. They need to bring out the character that makes the arena like that every character you can get to #1 with every squad.
Yeah, it'd be nice if it was a little more balanced.
Yeah. All right, let's go to your characters. Here, well, I see a lot of good characters here. Mostly, I see you focused on Jedi, Sith, Night Sisters, and Resistance. Also some Rebels here. Yeah, where do you use the most in? What is are you farming for now, actually?
Well, so last quarter's goals were to get, I just recently got Ray Jedi Training and Jedi Knight Revan. So that was a 90-day farm for those two, the teams that get those two. So I now have viable P1 and P2. Our guild is just about to do HSTR. So that covered my, P1, P2 teams. So Night Sisters, I just finished early, and that's probably because I did put in some money. So at the end of the quarter, I kind of tried to sneak in Night Sisters. But the goal for this next quarter is actually Darth Revan, because he's he's P3 viable in HSTR. And then I'm going to move to Bounty Hunters.
Yeah, I see you already. You already went focusing a bit on characters for Darth Revan here. You have Bestseller Sean Fallen, and where are the others here? You have actually the only ones you still need are Juhani and Bestseller Sean Fallen. Then you have enough on them as for stars. Maybe gear them still up a bit.
Yeah, I'm still working on gearing them because I think it makes sense to. So the approach I was going to take is I'm going to go ahead and completely gear up Karth, Mission, Zalabar, and I know that they're not part of that, but and then Canderous, and then I'm hoping to slide by with Juhani at a lower gear, like 9 maybe, because ultimately I don't think I'll be using her for an Old Republic team on the side.
All right. Oh, is there also is there any character or faction you regret you focused on?
I think that most of my regrets were based upon not focusing on fleet at all. And not that I didn't do it at all, but I was not very interested in fleet. And then when I came back, it was critical to be interested in fleet because of Zetas. So I would say that. The other thing is, if you're dominantly HSTR focused, which that's how I am, I put the Zeta on Mother Talzin first instead of Asajj Ventress. Mm-hmm. And not that it's a waste, right? It's still a great Zeta for her leadership, but the order of things, I won't use that team for P3 because for P4, the only team right now that's really viable is Night Sisters. So that's the reverse leadership. So I wouldn't say I wasted a Zeta, but I kind of regret like the order of those Zetas because at the time I didn't think about the fact that you have to have Night Sisters for P4 and HSTR. You can't blow them in P3.
Mm-hmm. No, I see your characters here. You don't have Padme yet, or am I just not seeing her? Am I blind?
No, in the Padme farm, I'm not even going to be looking at that for a while because my plan is I'm not very far away from having the tunes geared to get Darth Revan. So that'll be in 60 days-ish when that event comes back. And then it'll be Bounty Hunters.
For Chewie.
Yeah, I just have those guys because it was all the Genosians I farmed years ago.
Yeah, when I started the game, I was like, oh, that character looks cool, I want to have it. Not like, and I wasn't like, oh, sure, will it be good in Arena?
Right. It's more about, or was more about who's fun, but then it turns out the fun tunes are the ones that are good in other areas of the game. Yeah. I greatly prefer territory wars and the raids over Arena. Arena's not that exciting to me. And again, since I spend a little money, there's no real reason for me to try to stay. And I think meta chasing is frustrating too, and expensive. Even if it's free to play, you have to save all of your crystals for just that meta.
Yeah, true. I didn't. If I'm going through a meta, I'm probably when I got it, it isn't meta anymore. Like when I'm now still farming Jedi Knight Raven. Yeah. When I'm thinking about this, it's still so characters that look cool are really bad. Yeah, like take General Grievous as example. In the movies, he was really cool. In game, he looks pretty cool with design, but actually isn't that good.
That team is interesting because we just fought one of them in Territory War, and they were actually kind of difficult because of, I think it was B1, but they would sit in this weird spot where they're not meta, but they're somewhere in between some of the higher end teams and meta.
Yeah, we saw some ways they can beat the meta with.
Right, so they can take them out, but can't hold on defense.
Yeah. All right, let's go to your ships now. Here, so you have some ships with pretty good geared up characters. There are still a few ships, like some are a bit major. I'm missing like Chimera, not too major, but you don't even have the Ghost or Phantom yet. But what they came out in a break, I assume.
Yeah, it was literally right as I was quitting, and it was just, like I said, it was so frustrating because I couldn't get everything done in time because of work, and then it was like farming Zetas in the beginning was a nightmare because we basically had to pay for ships or have a way to figure out how to get ships quickly, and it was just different and difficult. Now I think it's a lot easier to farm ships. I just haven't really done it yet because I've been trying to focus on building up the other things for raids and Territory War.
Yeah, you got the Emperor Shuttle though. He is a really good one for with other Sith and Empire ships. I don't know if you're using him in the arena or something.
No, not yet. As I work bounty hunters and Darth Revan are this next quarter. That kind of ties into ships because Slave One and Houndstooth, for example,
they are together with Houndstooth together with Django as example.
Right.
All right. Yeah, your ships, the ones you have on the top are pretty decent. I can say if I see the characters you have geared, their protection should be good, and only just some major ships you are missing to get higher up in the arena, because we saw your arena rank, it dropped a lot.
Yeah, it sucks.
Some people just have luck that their arena shard with the ships is really inactive. Doc has that too. He has the Millennium Falcon, I thought, but he is happy that he can easily race because his arena shard is really inactive. Ship shard.
Oh, I'm on a very old shard, so it's going to be very competitive all around because
the other ones have the ships
very, very early. I don't think it was out a month when I started it. Quitting was a mistake. I should have just at least logged in and done what I could, but
yeah, maybe at least get the daily reward so you had some crystals when needed.
Right. Well, and that was the problem, was before you could sim Galactic War, it was just a pain because you had to go through the process, and there was a lot of battles if you couldn't sim it.
I mean, I have some really easy characters that they can get to the Galactic War in less than 10 minutes even when I set them on auto.
Yeah, are you to where you can sim yet, or still working towards it?
Yeah, I can't sim it yet. Oh, I can sim it already, but yeah, sometimes I'm not simming it because then I'm just bored and want to, get the arena fights are done and I just simply want to do a few battles.
Right.
All right, well then I guess we're done with your roster now. I mean, do you have any special squad set up? No.
No, I've never done that there. I mean, of course I do it in the game, but
not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Oh, then we are done here. If I could see this characters, and I would give this roster an 8 in total. They have a good variety on different factions needed for heroic Civ rate, and as example, other characters in Arena and other raids. I mean, Jedi Training Raid, are you able to solo the HT with it yet?
No, and it's probably because I haven't really tried when it I auto it because it's, you know, the team's so strong now. Like if you throw the Revan team in there and you throw the Rey team in there, you can sim it and or just auto it, excuse me, and then I don't know, you get enough to where the rewards are good. I want the guys that really need the rewards to get it.
Yeah, I think, for your characters, I'm giving an 8. I see a good variety of characters, good geared up. Maybe some more Zetas will be needed, but all with all, it's good. They can stand good enough if they have to fight. I think Grand Arena 1 isn't a too big deal for you too.
I am expecting Grand Arena to shift a little bit now. It's actually been a total pain because, like I said, when I quit, and came back, Grand Arena had just started and everybody was gear 9, so it was like my GP was so high for not focus farming. So that's what I'm doing now. Is I don't like to quit on a team until they're gear 12, until their mods are good.
Yeah. Right, and as for your ships, I think I can't give that a higher than a 6 or something because, you didn't do a lot on it yet.
Yeah, they suck.
Yeah, and it's softly said.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right, then we are done for now, and I'm Marco, and don't forget...
Let the Wookiee win.
I believe I'm self-made, yeah.